giraffe don't look like the lion. They don't hunt. It ain't got nothing to do with what you eat. You think the lion look the way it eat because of what it eat? You think the physique is what, like watch the lion. You think that physique is that because of what it eat? It's not. It's the hunt that make it look like that. It's the hunt, because every time it get up and it go out, it's gotta run. Every time it go out, it's gotta jump on my man and boom, bring my man to the ground. And I don't know if you watched it or not, but I promise you, whatever they catch, it ain't just letting them eat it. It's a fight going on, and every time it fight, it gets stronger. Every time it fight, it get more ferocious. Every time it fight, it becomes more of what it is.
Hey, what's going down with it, man? Step inside that booth, get loose, knock out a nigga tooth. It's your boy 503 Lion, back at it again with another one. Much love to the almighty LDBC. Lions Den boxing community, man. Shouts out to the Houston Hard Hitter gang, man. Early morning hunt shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I told y'all niggas, man. Told y'all this fight was coming down the turnpike, man. I see you in the building, big money. My boy been getting it in. You know what I'm saying? In that gym. I need to be in that bitch with you, homie. Damn sure finna start hitting that gym up, man. This would be a perfect time to go to that motherfucker around about 8 or 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. You know what I'm saying? But yo, Teofimo Lopez, man, versus this Kambosos kid, you know what I'm saying? Australian kid is just got mandated by the IBF yesterday. So it's looking like they will have up until February to get this fight worked out. You know what I'm saying? Before we go to purse bid. So yeah, it's basically either he's gonna fight this kid to get stripped. It's, you know, and this is from Boxing Scene. It's a breaking news. IBF has formally ordered lightweight title fight between defending champion Teofimo Lopez Jr. and mandatory challenger George Kambosos Jr. Their respective teams have until February 6th to reach terms to avoid purse bid hearing. Yeah. I see you in the building, Omega Red. So, like I told y'all, like I was telling y'all yesterday morning, man, don't let Teofimo Lopez scam y'all. Don't let Bob Arum them scam y'all, man. This shit is a scam, bro. And I was just sitting here watching Fight Hype with Leonard Ellaby, and you know, he sat down with the dude from Fight Hype, and they was talking about making a fight and stuff. And they with it. You know what I'm saying? Leonard Ellaby say it's the biggest fight in boxing. And you know what I'm saying? You don't make a fight talking about it. You know what I'm saying? You do that shit behind the scenes, which bro got a point. Bro got a point. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta start understanding the moves that these dudes is making out here in these social media streets in 2020 and 2021. A lot of times, these fighters, they call for people's names and they say names that they know that's gonna get the fans talking. And they know these fighters are not stupid, man. They know the fights we want to see, bro. They know the fights we want to see. Just like when your girl know, you know what I'm saying, it's that time of the month or it ain't that time of the month, she know what time it is. It's the same thing with these fighters, bro. It's the same thing. They know what time it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo know we want to see him end up with a Devin Haney or a Tank or a Ryan. You know what I'm saying? But instead, he gonna come out and say he'll fight Dale, he'll fight all these guys. Nigga, you finna fight George Kambosos Jr., bro. Cut the shit. Cut the motherfucking shit. T.O. and his team been clout chasing Devin and Tank to hype up this Kambosos fight, funny style clown. Exactly. You absolutely right, Brown. Brown on boxing. Son of Tank. What's going down with it, man? Is you a troll, Son of Tank? I ain't never seen you in the building before, man. Is you a Tank Davis fan or you a troll? Which one? Which one is it? I see you in the building, Phoenix Nunez. What's going down with it? Big Dog Willie, come on, man. Cut the shit, bro. And it's Jamel Charlo, asshole. Not Jamal. Jamal, you spell Jamel Jermell. If you're gonna be a troll, at least learn how to spell their name right, Big Dog Willie. Or shall I say Troll Dog Willie? I like Troll Dog Willie better. Yeah, let American get in there with Jamel and see what happened. You think Canelo knocked him the fuck out? You ain't seen nothing yet, Troll Dog. And that's for shit show. You know what I'm saying? That's for shit show, man. You want to see a nigga you want to see a nigga die? Then put your boy in there with Charlo and see what happens. You say you got a miracle. Okay, have a miracle. And I ain't hating. You talking about don't hate. I ain't hating. Nigga, you can come in here and troll all you want to. Long as you don't say nothing racist. I don't give a fuck what you say. I ain't hating though, I'm just being real. Canelo over it sound good. It sound real good. Typing it on a keyboard or a phone. It sound good. But if Canelo fought back in the 80s with dudes like Hagler and Duran and Chavez Sr. and all those different guys, man, Canelo would have been got his ass beat. Sugar Ray Leonard would have whooped Canelo. I think Hitman Hearns would have beat him. You know what I'm saying? Hagler would have stopped Canelo. Y'all got Hagler fucked up, man. Hagler was a beast. I don't know what you talking about, Troll Dog. Felix Nunez say, what's good with J-Rock? And haven't heard from them, either of them in a good minute. I don't know. That's a good question. I know one thing. I know one thing about Hurd. I know Hurd is training down here in Houston. Him and his team. They moved down here to Houston. They training with Coach K. And Hurd probably got a fight coming. He probably just took some time off, learning losing weight, learning Coach K's style, trying to perfect his craft. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with J-Rock. I heard J-Rock switched trainers too. So both these guys are going through career changing phases. You know, when you know J-Rock, them dudes at 154 deserve some time off, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really tripping on J-Rock and Hurd, man, because they went through the gauntlet. Only thing they didn't do was fight Charlo. That's the only blemish Hurd got on his resume. But other than that, I mean, Hurd pretty much fought everybody else. Got nothing bad to say about the kid. I like Jared Hurd, and like I said, if he get his shit together and he can still make 154, I would love to see him fight Charlo. If he can't make 154, I think he could fight Jamal Charlo at 160 for the WBC belt. I would love that fight. You know what I'm saying? I think Jared Hurd still got some big fights, you know what I'm saying? From 160 to 154. I think he can fight Jaime Munguia. If Oscar put him in the ring, I think the Triple G fight is a good fight. Both they style matchups, I think that will be good for the sport. You know what I'm saying? Even him and Rosario, that would be a good fight. Him and Lubin would be a good fight. You know what I'm saying? J-Rock and Lubin would be an excellent fight. You know what I'm saying? we really get to see Lubin in there with an elite guy. I like all those fights. 154, I'm gonna tell y'all, man, besides my favorite divisions in boxing is probably 154, of course, 135, and I like welterweight, of course. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really starting to take a liking to 168. You know what I'm saying? Brown on boxing say Amir Khan gets damn near murdered against Jamel. That's a fact, bro. I don't know what troll dog really talking about. Laughing my ass off. Son of Tank say facts. Canelo wouldn't get to skip around ducking. That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. These niggas did. Let me tell you something, man. I got no problem, bro. If you like Canelo, if you think Canelo is your guy, is the king of boxing, that's cool. But don't get mad because you think Canelo is the greatest thing since Julio Cesar Chavez for Mexico and Mexicans and boxing and all that shit for Mexican fight fans, that don't mean that the next dude gonna feel like you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I do think Canelo is a great fighter, but let's not forget that he did get caught with PEDs in his system, okay? And he likes to navigate and move a certain way. You know what I'm saying? These niggas want to criticize Tank. They want to criticize Devin. They want to criticize Earl Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford and Deontay Wilder. And y'all just let Canelo, slip through the cracks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he fought Daniel Jacobs. He fought Caleb Smith and Triple G and all that good shit. Like I say, he still have not gave us the fights that we want to see. Caleb Smith is cool. I think Caleb Smith was a good win. I take nothing away from the Canelo in that fight. He did what he was supposed to do, even though he kind of did a last minute opponent selection and you didn't get a guy full training count. But start putting these dudes on the even playing field, man. Be honest with the fans. Stop the clout chasing, bro. Stop saying Earl Spence's name. Stop saying the Charlo's name. Stop saying Caleb Plant name if you know that you're not fighting none of these dudes. That'd be my only problem with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Ryan Garcia, bro. If you know you're not finna fight Tank next, bro, why you going on a campaign talking about you want to fight Tank and you'll knock Tank out in 3 rounds and your promoter talking about, oh, we'll walk through the Tank and all this. And y'all know y'all finna fight Jorge Linares, man. Why Teofimo Lopez get up on this motherfucker on Ellie Setback platform and all these other platforms and say he'll fight Devin, he'll fight Tank, he'll fight Ryan, and you know that you gotta fight George Kambosos Jr. You know what I'm saying? Like, cut it out, bro. Thomas Moreland, salute to you, bro. Be that bitch. What's good with it? What's good with it, sis? Salute. I see you throwing up that H-Town. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That look like H-Town to me, but it might be something else for you. All these guys need to step up and stop clout chasing and click baiting the boxing fans. T.O. gonna make the Kambosos fight for March, but this summer it has to be a big fight. Devin or Tank, make no excuses. Yo. Andre say, realest thing I've seen T.O. is Thurman 2.0. Yeah, she put them boxing gloves emojis up. Okay. B&B Boxing News say Teofimo scared. Listen, I'm not going to go that far to say he's scared, but he most definitely ducking. And like I say, it's listen, man. I'm not into bashing fighters and into calling the dudes a duck unless it's a blatant duck. And I think Teofimo did duck Devin Haney, but I think Top Rank and Bob Arum is the ones with the battery in his back making him do that. I think Top Rank, they want to milk those belts. This is just the business of boxing. You say, did I expect this from T.O.? Um, I didn't know what to expect from T.O. Dre, to be honest with you. Cause like I say, man, we love these guys when they coming up, when they hungry. When they don't got no money, they ain't making these big paydays. They don't got no belts. We all love them, love a fighter on the up and up, right? But when they get in that position and they making the money and they got the belt, that's when you really see what these dudes is made of. Now, it's gonna be up to Teofimo to really, really give these fans what they want. He gonna have to talk to Bob, talk to his manager, talk to his team, and figure that out. But I didn't know what to expect from T.O. You know what I'm saying? I like T.O. I think T.O. is a great fighter. I had faith in T.O. since the beginning. I seen the talent and the skill set in him. You got to remember, bro, it was only me and Act Reacher 45 picking Teofimo to beat Lomachenko. All of the other brothers that be on my channel and some of the other brothers in the LDBC, they was riding with Loma. I think 78 picked T.O. too. And I think Abel Mahari picked T.O. There was a couple of brothers that picked T.O., man, but for the majority, man, a lot of the brothers rode with Lomachenko for that fight. And some of the brothers picked Kobe to beat Teofimo. You know what I'm saying? But I knew Teofimo was special. When he did that to Kobe, I said, yeah, this dude is different. I never seen Kobe hurt like that so early in the fight. Robert Easter Jr. couldn't even do that, and he way more taller and got way more arm reach than Teofimo, and he couldn't even do that to fucking Richard Kobe. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know what to expect from T.O., but to be honest with you, bro, I'm not. I love Teofimo as a fighter inside the ring, but I'm not too much fucking with this guy, this newfound champion in Teofimo. I'm not fucking with it because he needs to be. My problem with Teofimo is he's not being straight up with his fans. I can respect the man that's honest with his fans. Now, if you would have came out and said, yeah, man, we're going to make the Kambosos fight, and I'm focused on that right now, I will understand. But don't go, like I say, we exposing the clout chasing, man. I don't give a fuck who you is. You could be Jamel Charlo, or you could be Earl Spence. You could be anybody. You know what I'm saying? Even my favorite fighters don't get exempt from this. If you from Houston, if you from Texas, you know what I'm saying, down south, if you on that clout chasing bullshit, we gonna call you out on it, bro. And Teofimo, that's what he been doing. Like I say, the case is still out for Ryan and Tank. But for the most part, I think Ryan wants to fight with Tank, and I think Tank wants to fight with Ryan. And I think Mayweather Promotions want to fight. I just seen Leonard Ellaby come out on Fight Hype and say what he said. And we're going to get into all that. Andre say, I just want to see my boy Dev get a big fight, man. Yo, listen, Dre, if you've been listening to me this whole week, bro, and last week, I've been telling everybody, bro, Dev is in the best position. Dev is in the best position. Dev is going to be all right. Dev is on his third Rolls Royce, bro, and he the youngest in the bunch. He making more money than all these niggas, probably except for Tank. Now, recently, since Tank finally on pay-per-view, Dev is on his third Rolls Royce. We're not talking about the Lambo truck. You know what I'm saying? Big boy house in Vegas. And he the youngest of all these niggas, man. Dev just turned 22. Like, literally, like, in November. He just turned 22. And he got 2 mandatories this year, which with big names. Javier Fortuna is a name. Some dudes don't like Javier, but you gotta respect Javier. Javier Fortuna is a good name, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you got Ryan Garcia as your mandatory. And if he go and fight Tank and Tank whoop his ass, then it makes Tank your mandatory. So Javier Fortuna, then Tank Davis, or Ryan Garcia, that sounds pretty good to me. You know what I'm saying? And he the youngest of the bunch. He the baby. Dev is the baby. And he making more money than all these niggas. He, like I say, Dev just ain't got the fight shit, bro. That's all right, though. Because he the youngest. He got time on his side. Think about that, bro. Think about if he do all this shit at 22, fight Fortuna, fight Ryan Garcia, or fight Tank Davis at 22, 23 years old. Still the youngest. Tank 26. Ryan turned 22 in August. So he'll be 23 before Dev. And T.O. already 23. But Tank is the oldest. So the out of the four horsemen of the division, Tank is the one that gotta do more because he's the oldest. And you can arguably say with him fighting on pay-per-view, he has a wider range of fans when you look at it. You know what I'm saying? He got okay. You could say Ryan got more fans overall, but I think Ryan has a bigger social media presence. Then you think about you still got to factor in Teofimo Lopez fights on ESPN. You know what I'm saying? So you still got to count that in. Now, Dev fighting on the zone. A lot of people might not see Dev or really know about Dev just yet. But like I say, if Dev gets those marquee fights, you know what I'm saying, he can expand his brand and his fan base. Like I say, all Dev got to do is just get the fights, bro. That's it. I see you in a bit of off. I'm finna shoot your link right now if you want to get on, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Let me catch up in this chat though. My boy B&B Boxing News say they all change up. Yep. Not all though. Not all, man. Not all. I can't say all of them do, but I say 70 to 60% of them do. Earl say he wants to fight Saul, but the sentiment protectors come out in full force trying to stop it from happening. Yep. When T.O. knocked out Comey, I knew he was going to beat Loma. Loma did good, but if he struggled against Luke Campbell, he wasn't going to beat a T.O. Yeah. My brother R. Feller, the War Report, is in the building. Go subscribe to him if you haven't done so already. Tremaine Callahan say right. My boy Jay Cooley say how Tank was a champ before either of them. I mean, because Tank got a machine behind him, Jay Cooley. You gotta understand, bro. Mayweather Promotions is a big entity, and he got PBC and Al Heyman behind him. Tank was a champion before all these niggas. Let's not forget that. That's why he the big eight. That's why he is the one. You know what I'm saying? But the problem, in my personal opinion, with Tank is that Tank is, again, and KT swear up and down. I don't criticize Tank, or I don't my boy everything boxing and sports. He swear up and down. I don't criticize Tank, and we the Tank defense team. That's what he called me and Money, right? I see you in a bit of off. I'm gonna let you cook, but I gotta say this right quick. My boy KT say me and Money is Tank defense team. But I always say this, that the reason why Tank isn't just the king of the lightweights yet is because how they moved and strategically put Tank in position. Now, don't get me wrong, Tank was the first one to become a champion, but he didn't take 135 by the reins. Now, if Tank was smart, what Tank should have done was get to Lomachenko before T.O. did. You know what I'm saying? And now that T.O. got to him before Tank did, that makes T.O. the king of lightweight, but he's not as established as Tank as far as fan base goes and notoriety, right? You know what I'm saying? So he still got a ways to go. Even though Teofimo has the best resume, I still think Tank is a more popular fighter, you know what I'm saying, in boxing. You know what I'm saying? But don't get me wrong, Teofimo is definitely making his mark in the sport. You know what I'm saying? But what's your take on that, fella? What's going down with it, bro?
And y'all know what it is. It's your favorite yet your most hated R filler. You know what I mean? Back for the early morning hunt. You know what I mean? With the Houston hard hitter 503 Lions salute. Salute to the chat. Make sure y'all smash a like button. Right here, you cooking on this whole 4 horsemen in the lightweight division situation. And I might have to say I agree with you. You know what I mean? If I was to rate the marketability, you know what I mean, in the lightweight division out of the 4 horsemen right now, I would have to say Tank's number 1, Ryan Garcia is number 2, Teofimo is number 3, and Devin Haney's number 4. You know what I mean? But let's not talk the numbers right now. We just want to see the fights. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But it is evident that Teofimo lacks kind of like the marketability, or he's not on the same level as notoriety as the Tank Davises, and even as a recent Ryan Garcia. I see the all of a sudden the videos of Teofimo and his daddy, you know what I mean, trying to come out, trying to keep themselves relevant. You know what I mean? I see the hoodies. You know what I mean? Who wears a King hoodie? You know what I mean? A hoodie that says King. Like it shouldn't be. You shouldn't have to explain that if niggas think you the truth. You know what I mean? But you gonna rock some random made from China shit that says King on your hoodie. I mean, that's just begging for attention. That's just begging for relevancy. You know what I mean? I kind of think that's whack, which is the reason why he's the supposed king of the division. He got most of the belts, you know what I mean? He does have the best resume, but at the end of the day, his marketability needs to it needs to level up. This Tank Davis against Garcia fight is the biggest. I'm not going to say it's the biggest fight in the division, but notoriety wise, it is the biggest fight with the type of fan bases that both opponents are bringing. You know what I mean? Tank with his fan base and his connection to hip hop culture, which is pop culture, which is mainstream culture in today's society. And then we got Ryan Garcia, who has a large fan base as well. You know what I mean? People also sleep on the fact that he's doing well on YouTube. He's a YouTube creator that has connections with very successful other YouTube creators like Jake Paul. So I mean, he has a wide fan base. So I'm just hoping, you know what I mean, in the year 2021, we had a bad year in 2020, but I'm hoping these guys they don't turn into divas and they actually come out and fight each other. We see multiple fights. Like there's the possibility, like Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia fight. Who's to say they don't fight again? Who's to say this might not turn into a trilogy or something like that? You know what I mean? So the future really looks optimistic in this division. We got all these youngins that have so much talent, they're undefeated, which that don't really matter anyways. We see the talent on paper regardless, you know what I mean? So it's just a matter of these guys mixing it up. And Mike Tyson did a good job of, even though, like you said, it was messy, but you know what I mean. He did a good job to bringing that together and kind of forcing the issue a little bit.
Right. He did. That was some OG shit he did. I see you in the building, Rob Sportsman Lee, Jamel Allen. Salute my boy Valentine. He was in the chat. You was in everything boxing and sports chat this earlier. I mean, well, not earlier, but yesterday afternoon. You say hashtag I got Tank fam. He say facts. He says Brown on Boxing says Kambosos is trash. And like I was saying, listen, if you gonna call Tank out on the bullshit, whether just like my boy KT, if it's gonna be Ryan Garcia, whether it's Tank, whether it's Dev, okay, gotta call Teofimo out on his bullshit too. Now this fight was mandated, and like I showed y'all the rankings yesterday, Kambosos was number one in like two sanctioning bodies or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So either ways it go, Top Rank was gonna force Teofimo's hand for this fight. You know what I'm saying? Damn, Kambosos got short arms. Yeah, he do. That's why I said. That's why I said. I said that this fight was gonna be a stoppage. I think Teofimo was gonna stop this kid in his backyard. And Top Rank finds themselves in a situation because let's be honest. Let's really talk about it. Right? And I'm gonna let my brother Arthur cook on this. Bob Arum didn't want Teofimo to win that fight. He was hurt. He was really hurt that Teofimo won. So now, instead of selling us the hype of White Jesus and Lomachenko and getting more and more white fans and casual fans to buy into Lomachenko, he has to milk the Mexican fight fans and the brown fight fans, right? And the Latin fight fans. They're going to have to milk Teofimo. So if you're Bob Arum, you're not going to put a guy that just beat your prize pupil, your protege, your white hype protege, you're not going to put him in a dangerous situation against a black fighter. Just not right off hand. That don't make business sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Kambosos is a good fight for Bob Arum to sell to the public. He's not going to be able to sell that to guys like us, me and our fella. We know what Kambosos is. The brothers and sisters in the chat, we know Kambosos is going to lose. Like Brown on Boxing said, the dude, he got short arms. He win by split decision. He just won, barely beating Lee Selby. A dude that's nowhere near Teofimo's level. What's your thoughts on that? Bro? How do you feel about Teofimo kind of clout chasing these guys' name, but he knows in the back of his head that this fight was coming down the turnpike, this fight was coming down the pipeline, and he couldn't get up out of it because the IBF mandated this fight yesterday, and they have until February of next month to get negotiations in order, or we'll go to purse bid. What's your thoughts on that, man? And how do you feel about? Because we both know that Bob didn't want Teofimo to win that fight.
I don't know that, man. I don't know that, man. And you know that because I've been preaching on the same very here platform, fam. On the same very here platform, Bob Arum wanted Lomachenko to lose because Lomachenko don't bring that bag in. No one cares about Lomachenko. You can't put him on pay-per-view. You don't do numbers on ESPN. He does meager numbers on ESPN. The only numbers he did turn over successfully was with Teofimo Lopez. The writing was on the wall in that fight. I saw the symbolism. You know what I mean? They wouldn't even put out his full name. They put out his full name in the broadcast. They just called him Lomachenko came into the ring wearing a T-shirt. What unified champion comes into the ring wearing a T-shirt during the walking? You're supposed to have a proper robe, a proper kit. This nigga had a T-shirt. The writing was on the wall. They didn't want to spend no money on Lomachenko. Said, get him the fuck out of here, bro. Teofimo was always supposed to be there. They put him in that place. The place that originally was supposed to be for Felix Verdejo, but my nigga, you know what I mean, he fell off the track into Teofimo Lopez. Now, this Kambosos' fight. Kambosos is an alright fighter. I mean, he's not. I'm not gonna call him total trash. He is somewhat deserving of this spot. It's a nice kind of like, even though it's like a mandatory, it's a nice kind of like little voluntary defense that Teofimo can get out of the way, get himself some exposure in a market that is now popping in this pandemic times, Australia, because they having, just like Texas, you know what I mean? They having big stadium fights with like 15, 20,000 people, you know what I mean? Timothy Zoo doing this thing out there, Tim Costa Zoo, and now George Kambosos will probably do a decent draw over there in Australia with a big fight with Teofimo Lopez. So I think it kind of makes sense, you know what I mean? In the first quarter, sometime in the first quarter, and that uh, clears the slate for Teofimo to fight bigger opponents such as Devin Haney. You know what I mean? In the second quarter, in the second quarter of the year. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's all too bad that Kambosos is the next opponent. But once again, I do disagree. Teofimo Lopez was always supposed to be in this place. Lomachenko was supposed to be out of here, man. The man's not marketable. Man can't speak English like that. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. But Teofimo's spot where he's at right now. But well, for one thing, I think he's making a mistake in the sense of he's clout chasing everybody else in the division, all the other champions, but not big enough and not clout chasing George Kambosos. You know what I mean? By himself, clout chasing George Kambosos. Um, you're bigging up, you're leveling up George Kambosos because you know he's gonna be the fighter you're fighting next. You know what I mean? Why keep him in the dark? Why kind of discredit him when you're gonna fight him next? You might as well level him up so when you do eat him, it looks better at, you know what I mean, in hindsight. But yo, that's my
I feel that, man. That make perfect sense, my brother. Let me catch up in this chat. I see you in the building, big bro, Junior the Truth. Is you going live, big bro? Is you doing the punch junkie this morning? If so, man, y'all be sure to tune in at 7 p.m. my time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If my brother is going on, I'm not for sure though. Let me see. Brown on boxing say, yeah, he got short arms. Valentine say we must respect Mike for his part though. I hope promoters' egos don't stop the fight. T.O. gonna kill Kambosos. Valentine say T.O. has no choice. Choice is just like Bud doesn't. Bob makes the fights. Yeah, that's some trill shit. And I'm gonna get into that too. Facts. Bob gave T.O. Senior the finger after the fight. I'm trying to tell all fella. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Bob loves him some Lomachenko, man. T.O. stopped the Loma hype train. Yup. Bob and Top Rank milk all their champions historically. That's why they leave. Yep. Kambosos is not the goods. No, he's not. T.O. don't want to fight Tank. Dev. Nah, not right now. Laughing my ass off. Phoenix Nunez say T.O. better get that boy out of there early. I think he gonna stop him. Kambosos, how many tomato cans will Teofimo fight before he fights Haney or Davis? I don't know. That's a good question, Rob. But listen, I'm gonna say this. Just like I said about Adrian Broner, I'm gonna ask Arfella about this later. When you've had a tough schedule back to back like a Teofimo, you can fight a can. You know what I'm saying? You can have a tune-up fight, a get-back fight, an easy money fight. Would you agree or would you disagree with this?
I agree, but I disagree in to sit here and say that Kambosos is a can. And he has been proving himself to be a can. The kid's undefeated. He's an upcoming contender that's highly rated, highly ranked in multiple sanctioning bodies. How is he a can? You know what I mean? He's just not the opponent that we want to see Teofimo in there with. That's all he is. You know what I mean? But to say he's a can, he isn't. to say that he won't be competitive in this fight, we don't know that. I'm not going to sit here and rate George Kambosos Jr. just off of the Lee Selby fight because he looked great in previous fights before that. You know what I mean? So, look, we know that, you know what I mean, for the most part, Teofimo should win this fight. But once again, to say the guy's a bum, trash, a can, that's reaching to me. When the man hasn't lost a fight, he did look kind of pedestrian against Lee Selby. But once again, that's one fight. Fighters, you know what I mean, sometimes have bad nights and whatnot. But let's see what he looks like in Australia with some hometown cooking. You know what I mean? With 20,000 fans screaming for Kambosos. You know what I mean? Teofimo hasn't really been put under that type of pressure. He hasn't been forced to go to another country or nothing like that to defend his title or to win a fight. So that's a different circumstance that we need to take under consideration for Lopez. You know what I mean? That's a new ball game for him. So that gives a point over the Kambosos. So once again, to say he's a can, that's reaching.
I respect that. That's why I love my brother Oddfella, because he come at it from a whole nother angle, and we have to take that into consideration. I know a lot of people ain't sold on the Kambosos fight, but I want to see how Teofimo adjusts to the fame, adjusts to the belts, adjusts to being a man now. The hunter has become the hunted. You feel me? And we're going to see how this pan out. And like our fella just said, you going to another man's country where 20,000 plus people or however many people is in that venue for that night, they're going to be screaming his name. You're going to be in his backyard. You're going to be on his time. So it's going to be very interesting to see, because a lot of people don't got that road dog mentality like a Earl Spence or Terrence Crawford, you know what I'm saying? Or Arthur Beterbiev, or, you know, all these guys that never fight, they always on the road, or they going to other countries and people backyards and fighting. Andre Ward did it. You know what I'm saying? All these dudes do it. You feel me? So we're gonna see how it pan out. I see you in the building, K Blade, my brother Junior the Truth. Say salute, family. Salute to you, man. Top of the top to you, bro. Let's see, Ronald Haskins say, but if he loses to a lesser opponent, they really won't make no money. But if he fight Haney with a rematch in place, that's the money. Yeah. Bob Arum is trying to go wherever the fans at, man. He trying to make something off the live gate. That's what Bob wants. So that's why he's so adamant about having that fight in Australia, because he want to make some money at the gate. You feel me? And I'm telling you, bro, they're going to sell this fight. Yeah, I can hear Bob talking about it right now. March is a good time. NBA D Nice was good. What's good with it, man? Stewart say agree. Salute. He say once you become a champion, no such thing as a tune-up. You shouldn't go under top 5. Move like EJ, the only top competition, even after injury. That's a fact. And like I say, and in Teofimo's defense, like I showed y'all the rankings yesterday, this kid is ranked highly in all of the sanctioning bodies. So it's not to where as if Teofimo is cherry picking him from the bottom rankings, because he's not. I mean, he is his mandatory. So it's really nothing he could do about it except make the fight. And they already mandated him to fight this guy. So he's put in a situation to where he has to make the fight or lose the belts. And I don't want to see him get stripped immediately. I mean, he just beat Lomachenko for the belt, so why would he give him up that fast? That don't make no sense unless he moves up to 140. So we're gonna see how all this pan out, man. I'm just when I said a tomato can or a lower level opponent, it's just a general speaking question. You know what I'm saying? listen. I'm not, and this is just in general in boxing. I'm not expecting fighters to go in every fight and fight a top tier tough opponent every fight. They just don't happen. You know what I'm saying? But you take a dude like Teofimo, or Earl Spence, or Deontay Wilder, or motherfucking shit, Sean Porter, or Adrian Broner, dudes whose resumes are undeniable, and you see that these guys take tough fights back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Like every other fight, they taking a championship caliber type fighter. You know what I'm saying? I have nothing. I don't mind them taking a lower level or less tough fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at that. And my prime example is fucking Adrian Broner, right? Now, Lawrence Williams came on yesterday in the chat room and said that he's fighting this Pedro guy. Okay, and I don't know nothing about this Pedro dude, but from what I'm hearing, they saying that he got a pretty good record. Won over like 30 fights, something like that. I'm gonna screen share this for y'all right quick so y'all can see it, and I'm gonna let my brother Ard cook. So basically, this is the guy who he's gonna be fighting. Yeah, this is this Pedro dude, Pedro Campo. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy said in the comment section, should be a decent test for him. He's 31-1 with 20 KOs. And we really don't know too much about him. I never seen him before. I thought he was gonna be fighting Ivan Redkach, but I guess they went another direction. And like I say, Adrian Broner is definitely one of those guys that I don't mind him taking a lower level opponent. For him a get back fight, who he hasn't been in the ring since he lost to Pacquiao, and that was like in January of 2019. And we already in January of 2021, so it's safe to say he's been out the ring for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And I got no problem with Adrian taking his fight to get his to get his generalship back, to get his mojo back, to get his sauce back. I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? What's your thoughts about that, Art fella? How you feel about Adrian Broner's newfound opponent?
Pedro Campo, 31-1, 1-1, 21 knockouts. When I first look at his record, it screams that it's going up. A lot of real tomato cans on his resume. This guy, I've never really heard of this guy before, Pedro Campo. And another tall tale sign is that I don't think he's on anybody's rankings in the major 4 sanctioning bodies. So with a record like 31, 1-1, and 21 knockouts, and you're not ranked by any of the sanctioning bodies, it tells you something about his resume. But I did take the time to look at least at a couple of fights, see what his style is like, and to me he's somewhat slow. He is slow, kind of like a plodding style. He does have some essence of movement as he's coming forward, but Adrian Broner should have an easy time dissecting and breaking this guy down. Actually making it look spectacular after a 2-year layoff. This is the perfect opponent type of guy with a glossy record to come back against. I don't think he poses too many problems. He does seem to have heavy hands. When I was watching a fight, you hear the impact of his punches compared to his opponent. So, but I think Broner has a very tight defense, but this is the type of guy it's going to be exciting to watch on Showtime. Broner styling on this guy because he's just too slow. for the quick twitch reflexes that Broner got.
Yeah, man. I'm just happy to see Adrian back in the ring myself. I like I say, I got nothing bad to say at this point because Adrian didn't have to come back to boxing. I think he didn't made enough money and then did enough, to walk away if he want to. But we're gonna see how all this shit pan out, man. Like I say, 2021 is gonna be very, very interesting. PBC finna start rolling out their cards. Like I say, I know first things up, they got a card, Showtime dude with Cool Boy Steph, Leo. We're gonna be talking more about that. I know this all fella specialty. He like the cruiserweights and the lower levels, the 122 pounders and shit like that. And yeah, we're gonna see how all this shit pan out, man. Like I say, I know Kovalev got a fight coming up. They just re-announced Oscar Valdez and Miguel Burchett as well. That's in February. So boxing is slowly but surely coming back. We still haven't got no big fights announced yet on the upcoming schedule. My boy Caleb Plant, he coming back January 30th. If I'm not mistaken, that's the day before my birthday. So I think he'll be back by the end of the month too against Caleb Truax. Excuse me, that's another good fight. So we're gonna see how all this shit pan out, man. Anthony Jones say he done fought so many killers he could still only fight duds. Yeah, but knowing AB ain't gonna, he not gonna fight too many duds, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just not an AB style. I don't see him doing that. Go ahead, Arthur.
We have another possible fight. I hope it goes down. I think for January 29th as well. There's a heavyweight card going down in Florida.
Oh yeah, you sure right.
Yeah. Christopher Lovejoy is proposed to fight Bermain Stavern.
Will that be televised?
I'm not sure if it will be televised or if it's a small pay-per-view card or what. But right now the fight's in jeopardy, unfortunately, because Don King once again is playing his tricks, and he needs to pay Christopher Lovejoy his money. You know what I mean? He needs to put that deposit down and stop fucking around, and you know what I mean? Solidify this fight so my man is able to pay his sparring partners and, you know what I mean, pay for his training camp and whatnot, so he's able to come into this fight on the up and up and whatnot. But Don King's messing around. He's been stopping and holding a lot of fights in the heavyweight division, particularly with Christopher Lovejoy. He was originally supposed to fight, remember, Dave Allen a couple months back. That fight ultimately got stopped because of Don King pulled the strings on that. Apparently, Christopher Lovejoy, he was on the Boxing Voice yesterday, and he said his contract will be totally expired with Don King May this year. So we'll see if this fight comes to fruition. Christopher Lovejoy has put a 24-hour deadline on Don King to send him some money, and as well as the official contract to get this fight, and then signed, sealed, and delivered. But I'm still hoping this fight goes down on the 29th. Otherwise, there's Manuel Charr supposed to be fighting Trevor Bryan for that WBA World Heavyweight title, that regular championship. So that's supposedly still on the go. But Don King, man, stop fucking up. This is one of the few promoters that don't have no Instagram, don't have no Twitter. You go to his website and you can't see none of his fighters. You know what I mean? So, and he's ruining the heavyweight division and low key ruining the sport. So, this shit got to stop. Don King, pay the man his money. Let's go.
Yeah. Cool Boy Steph fight January 23rd, man. January 23rd on Showtime. Showtime has not started. I was just looking on the Instagram page. They haven't put any posts up. So they haven't started promoting this fight. But like I say, Leonard Ellaby has confirmed it. And I see Rolly in training camp. I see Cool Boy stuff in training camp. So be on the lookout for that fight. He fight Angelio Leo, the dude that beat Tremaine, my homie Tremaine Midget Williams. Because Cool Boy stuff had COVID or whatever, and he replaced Cool Boy stuff last minute. So Leo won the belt, and him and Cool Boy gonna be fighting for it too. And I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna put some other Mayweather TMT guys on there. Lovejoy is on an app. Okay, what app is it, bro? I want to see Christopher Lovejoy, man. All fella been hyping him up, and I've been hearing a lot of shit about him, like on barbershop conversations and the boxing voice, and I like Christopher Lovejoy, man. I just think that, like I say, the business of boxing is a real snake, slime, ball infested place. And if you don't have the right, that's why we say your team is everything in boxing. And I just think Lovejoy, his biggest problem to me, is that he don't really have a good foundation of dudes around him, like his team, to help him get in the right situations. I mean, he almost had a breakthrough situation with the David Allen fight, but like just being signed to Don King, man, just fucked him up. And I think, like, if he would have had Eddie, if he would have been signed to Eddie or to PBC or to, any one of these other entities, I think he would have been okay. But, Don King is a dinosaur, man. And I don't like how he doing Lovejoy, man. Lovejoy went to try to buy himself out the contract and stuff like that. And, Don King didn't want to play ball. Now I seen on All Filler page, he posted the graphic with him and Stavern, and I got excited, but I was like, man, I don't know, man. I gotta see it to believe it. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna see though. We gonna see Hooker and Ortiz fighting too. I mean, they negotiating behind the scenes, but we don't know if that fight is official. But we're going to see how they work out, man. I'm excited to see that fight, man. That's a Texas showdown. You know what I'm saying? Dallas versus Grand Prairie. That's a DF-Dub showdown, man. That's a North Texas showdown. So I'm excited to see that. If they do make that fight. Not sure if not the Zone or ESPN app, Mr. Boxing Today has it posted on his vids. Okay. I don't think that would be on the Zone because Don King don't got no ties to the Zone. I don't know. I could be wrong, but like I say, I know
Fight Network.
Fight Network. Okay.
Yeah.
What is that on?
That's an app.
Oh, okay.
It's an app you can get on your smart TV.
Okay. Well, yeah, man.
Sometimes they have like small pay-per-view cards. Like I believe that that Gilberto Ramirez fight and the Michael Hunter Jr. fight was on the Fight Network.
Okay.
So I might be happy.
Yeah, well, that's dope, man. I'm rooting for Christopher Lovejoy, man. I want to see more from the homie. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I think he got a real good thing going. He building his fan base. He using social media real good, from the Instagram to the YouTube, and he on these different YouTube channels, getting his name out there. I think he doing a good job with that. I just think that he needs to get him a solid trainer, because I see he go back and forth from Florida to California. And I think I was watching y'all interview, the playback, and I don't know who asked him, if it was you or somebody else, but he was saying how he kind of, don't really got a trainer or whatever. And I was like, damn, you ain't got no trainer? You on some Chris Eubank Jr. shit. You know what I'm saying? He need to get him a trainer, get him a solid trainer. And he needs to get him a manager, a solid manager, get him, try to get him a management deal and get him a good promoter. You know what I'm saying? I see you in the building, Brothers UK, salute. My brother CB Sports TV, I see you, bro.
Yeah, you definitely right on with that. A solid trainer would definitely work wonders. There's a picture of him that's circulating around the net, and he standing beside Cassius Chaney and Uncle Ortiz, and he is much larger than Uncle Ortiz. I was quite, I was quite surprised about the size of Christopher Lovejoy. But with that being said, with a everyday trainer on board to help him, cut some of the extra weight that, that's hiding under the t-shirt. I see, I don't know how much he weighs right now, but it's probably upwards of 300 pounds or whatnot. I think from what I see, I would hope his optimum weight would be the high 260s, low 270s, something like that. And I think he needs to hopefully get on board with a serious regimen. But it doesn't help when you have a promoter dicking you around with, putting your career in limbo, scheduling fights and taking them away. That doesn't help. But hopefully, come May, this will ultimately be resolved, and he'll get to boxing full time and hook up with a promoter that will definitely upgrade and level up his career.
Okay. Well, I just seen something on Instagram. Where is it at? And it kind of made me think real quick while you was cooking. I wanna know. Okay, boxing hype photos. Let me go to this right quick. I wanna know what is it gonna take for this fight to be made between Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. Now, the reason why I asked that is because, like I say, I'm strolling down my timeline and I see this post, right? And this is Oscar De La Hoya's verified Twitter page, and he asks and tags Floyd Mayweather and Tank, and he says, at the real Tank versus King Ryan, which is Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, he said you down. So, I mean, it looks like Oscar is calling for the fight. And like I say, man, this fight is gonna be, like I say, between it's 3 fights in boxing I want to see. I want to see Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, of course. I want to see Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder finish up the business at heavyweight, of course. And I want to see Jamel fight for the undisputed at 154, whether it's against Castanos or Teixeira. But when you go down to 135, I mean, it's debatable and arguable that you could say that Ryan Garcia, with 7.2 million followers on his social media, Instagram, and Tank with a dominant he got like 2.3 million followers on the ground. Both these guys got their own YouTube channel doing their thing in boxing. Tank just fought on pay-per-view, did solid numbers in the pandemic. Oscar and Floyd having the background that they have with their fight and their business dealings, and Oscar trying to put so many guys up against Floyd to beat him, and that didn't work out for him, of course. But they have a lot of business history. I mean, Oscar and Floyd have made millions upon millions together, right? And now we come now to where we're in future time, in present time, I mean. Well, they got their two young proteges, Tank being 26, Ryan being 22. I want to ask you all, fella, what do you think in the Arster's mind, in Big R's mind, what do you think it's gonna take for this fight to happen between Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis? And do you feel like this is one of the biggest fights to make in 2021?
I think it is. We have two guys like you described earlier that have huge fan bases. They're both young. They're both charismatic. They both have Tank. I wouldn't say Tank is charismatic per se, but he has a mystique and an allure about him. Ryan Garcia is more of the charismatic type of guy. He doesn't have the mystique that Tank has, but he has that charisma, you know what I mean, that gift of gab to pep up and rally up his fan base and whatnot and get the casual fans on board. So this is a great fight nonetheless, that even though that these guys aren't the top guys with the belts, they are the top guys with the notoriety and the viewership. So this fight makes sense in a lot of regards. If this fight was to be made, I think it's a lot more competitive than meets the eye. We gotta understand that. To me, in my opinion, Tank Davis's power is not proven at 135. It's not proven at 135 when it took you 12 rounds before the referee showed mercy on Gamboa before he stopped the fight. This wasn't a conclusive KO. It was a TKO in the 12th round by a one-legged washed Gamboa. I won't call him completely washed, but an aged Gamboa in that fight. Okay.
So let me ask you this. Let me stop you right there, because I see where you're going with it. Do you think Tank's knockout of a one-legged, we're not gonna say wash like you said, we're gonna say past his prime Gamboa. Do you think his win was a better win versus a Devin Haney 12-round shutout performance? Do you think Tank had a better win in the Gamboa series? Who you think did better in the Gamboa series? Was it Tank or was it Devin?
In hindsight, when you look at the performance of what happened, if I was to rate just the performance alone, Devin Haney had the better outing against Gamboa. You know what I mean? If Devin Haney had Gamboa on one leg, I think Devin Haney would probably be able to stop him a little bit earlier and get him out of there, not with power, but just with speed and precision. With that being said, I think the performance was better, but to watch it, you know what I mean, as a fan, the Tank fight was more viewership friendly. The Tank fight is gonna leave more of a lasting impression and an imprint on the fans' mind as a exciting victory. 12th round KO, even though it wasn't a KO, it was a stoppage. You know what I mean? The referee showed mercy. Gamboa was still standing. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Now
you're right.
We all remember it as a spectacular knockout. So that from the viewership standpoint, it was a better win for Tank. But performance-wise, Haney did a better job, a better job on Gamboa, straight up. But to make this fight happen, I think what it comes down to is Floyd and Ellaby. You know what I mean? And as much as we love to hate on Uncle Bob, Floyd and Ellaby do some of the similar things, you know what I mean, and getting away and being obstacles in some of these fights. And using the excuse of marination and whatnot, and building up their fighter, taking the slower route. You know what I mean? I think in 2020, those excuses need to be put to the wayside. You know what I mean? Real talk. And I think it really comes down to them to make this fight. Oscar De La Hoya is kind of backed into a corner, especially with Canelo leaving the roster. So is he going to put his ass up for grabs against Triple G, or would he rather put his budding star Ryan Garcia in there with Tank Davis? And even if he does take a loss, it's still not going to totally destroy his career, destroy his marketability. If not, it's going to increase it. You know what I mean? Because he's in there with another mega, not mega, but another superstar in the sport. So I think it's a win-win for Oscar De La Hoya, but it's really down to what Floyd and Leonard Ellaby want with Tank Davis. Are they going to continue to hold him back and claim marination tactics, or are they going to let the dog off the leash?
Man, my boy just said a whole lot. And he's right. He right. KQKC, the singing OG, and that's super. Yeah, what's going down with it, OG? He say, good morning, little bro. Keep the grind. Oh, yeah, man. We grinding over here, baby. We grinding. Salute, singing OG already, man. My boy Lewis Hinton in the building. He say, what's up? What's up with it, Lewis? Goddamn me, J everything say R.I.P. Ryan. Damn. Put his ass in the dirt. Damn. Devin. My boy say Dev. I ain't mad at you, man. M Stacks 85 say good morning, 503 in the chat. Harden Stepback say salute, 503 line, salute to the chat. My brother Woke in the building. He say salute, family. Y'all smash the like button when y'all come in the building. Subscribe to the Odd Fella. Link to his channel is in the description box if you haven't done so already. The battle will be going down this weekend. Cadillac Red versus King Killer Furious on Odd Fella's channel, The War Report. Subscribe. Tell a friend to tap in, man. We're doing real big shit over here in the LDBC. You understand me? But listen, man. Oscar De La Hoya is put into a really, really peculiar situation. And Odd Fella hit it right on the head when he said that he's backed against the ropes. He's back against the wall. I don't know how he gonna maneuver out of this. And I've been telling niggas all week. And even when I watched the interview on, listen, I can show y'all right now. Look, I was watching this interview on my motherfucking on my flat screen TV right here. That's Leonard Ellaby on Fight Hype. I just watched it. I was just watching this motherfucker. That's why I didn't come on at almost 6 o'clock, because I was watching that. And Fight Hype just posted it. My brother Valentine say, come on, bro. Tank will be okay. Let's see the fight. Tank hater. Keep it funky. Who you talking about, Valentine? Who a Tank hater? Who a Tank hater? What we trying to determine whether we're not saying that Tank is ducking. We're not saying that Ryan is ducking, okay? That's not the narrative. The narrative that I'm trying to create is, will Floyd and Oscar make the fight? That's the only. No. You said dude prefers Haney over Tank. That's cool. I got Tank. I ain't know hashtag Happy Haney groupie campaign. I bet he said Tank a star though. Nah, he didn't even say that. He didn't even say that, Jay. He didn't say that. Listen, I think you misinterpreted what the homie Stewart said. What he said was that he thinks that Dev had a better performance over Gamboa, because I stopped Odd Fella midway through his cook. You know what I'm saying? Because he was being critical of Tank in his Gamboa fight, which we all know Gamboa is a more established lightweight at 135 than let's say a Leo Santa Cruz or Hugo Ruiz, Francesca, and all these other guys, right? So I asked him, I said, who do you think did better in the Gamboa series? Do you think Tank did better or do you think Dev did better? He said Dev. I said Dev. Stewart said Dev. And that's true because Dev looked it better. I mean, he didn't get hit. Tank got touched up in that fight. He left with a little couple marks and bruises in that fight. He had to put the sunglasses on. You know what I'm saying? But Tank is a bright guy. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, he's going to mark up easily. You know what I'm saying? But I just think overall, if you're looking at it from being objective, you have to say that Dev did better. Even with the stoppage, I mean, Tank was fighting a one-legged guy who had just fucked up his foot or whatever, his ankle, whatever he fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, I get flack for backing Tank. Let my homie Everything Boxing and Sports tell it, we the Tank defense team. You know what I'm saying? But I am going to say this right here on my channel, and I've been saying this all week. Tank has not fought a real lightweight. Okay? Neither has Devin. If you want to give them the Gamboa win, that's cool. But like I say, and even our fella just said it, Dev and Tank fought Gamboa past his prime. Okay? Gamboa is past his prime. Gamboa is 30 plus years old, almost hitting that 40. Okay? That's why I said that these guys are in a great position. Dev being the youngest is in the best position because he can fight Fortuna. He can fight the winner of Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. So he's in a great position. But, and I know a lot of brothers don't like to say it, but Tank has not fought a real 135 pounder. Now I'm going to pass the mic back to my brother, but I got to finish this. And I got to read these comments. My boy say, obviously, the fans prefer Tank. Let's make all the fights, and that's a fact. And that's what we trying to get, man. I want to see Tank fight all these dudes, man. I want to see Tank fight Ryan. I want to see Tank fight Tio. I want to see Tank fight Dev. I want to see Tank fight Lomachenko. I even want to see Tank go back down to 130 because he got the power to make 130. Devin don't got the power to make 130. Teofimo don't got the power to make 130. Tank can go back down to 130 and get 130 cracking. He can fight Shakur Stevenson. He can fight Chris Colbert. He can fight Miguel Burchett. He can fight Jamal Henry. It's a bunch of fights that Tank can make, man. He got options. He got hella options, bro. You know what I'm saying? Stewart say correct. Valentine say facts. Ronald Haskins say, come on, Tank is only 5'3". They got to get all they can out of Tank because the run will be over once he runs into Haney. Damn. So it's safe. It's safe to say you rolling with motherfucking me. You rolling with Dev in that fight. I'm not mad at you though. But I'm gonna tell you something. That size shit don't mean nothing, bro. Tank been fighting. He been fighting bigger niggas his whole life. So as long as he stay at 135 to 130, he cool. Now if he go up to 140, he might get his ass taxed. Because like you say, he only 5'3". You know what I'm saying? Woke say facts. Winston Lee say Crawford fought Gamboa in his prime, but Gamboa was a little dude. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Gamboa was in his prime when he fought Crawford. And that was in 2013, 2014? We talking 6 years ago, 7 years ago, man. He way past his prime. You know what I'm saying? So basically what I was saying before I got threw off by the comments was that this fight needs to happen, and it needs to happen next because we know what we getting out of Teofimo. He fighting Kambosos. We know that Dev is probably gonna fight Fortuna. Okay. I don't know what Lomachenko's gonna do yet, but we will see. We don't know who Shakur gonna fight. If I was Lomachenko, I'd be trying to fight Shakur Stevenson. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. And Oscar and Floyd have to make this fight, and we need to see it now. We need to see it in May and see for Cinco de Mayo. You know what I'm saying? We need to see it now. If all these guys are fighting around the same time, it makes a more interesting storyline for what's gonna happen next. And that's what I'm always thinking ahead about. What's gonna happen next? Who gonna fight who? What's gonna happen? Who gonna end up who gonna end up in a fight with this person? You know what I'm saying? You're always thinking ahead, thinking of your next move to be your best move. So we gonna have to break it down from an unbiased standpoint. Now, if you ask me who I think gonna be the last man standing at 135 right now, based on what I've seen so far from these guys, I would have to go with Teo. And just right now. But that don't mean that Teo could not be the last man standing. Or he could be. It could be Dev. It could be Tank. It could be Ryan. It could be any one of these guys. But if you ask 503 line, who I think right now, I would say Teo. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about Devin Haney. All Devin Haney got to do is get the fights. Dev, like I say, Dev is still unproven. They're calling Devin the email champion. So he needs to go out and he needs to beat up Javier Fortuna. Okay? Beat up the winner, Ryan Garcia, and Tank Davis winner. And he needs to beat Teofimo. I don't know if Tank Davis and Ryan will take the fight after their fight. I don't know how that plays out, but we shall see. Omega Red says, damn, 5'3", I got goats bigger than Tank. LOL. Yeah, I bet you do, man. I bet you do. Yeah, man. Valentine say, understood after hearing the entire comments. I actually retracted. Love your person. Love never personal. Oh yeah, man, for shit show, man. It's all good, bro. I know you don't mean no harm. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I say, man, it is what it is, man. But let me ask you all, fella, because I know you've been quiet, man. You've been posted up. Right now, in your personal opinion, man, who do you think will be the last man standing at 135 and why?
Wow, that's a tough question. I want to say Devin Haney because of his boxing ability. I think it frustrates the rest of the three horsemen at the division, including if you want to add in still Lomachenko. But with that being said, that come out their mouth and say be the email champion. You know what I mean? So once again, you're right. Go ahead and get Fortuna out of the way.
You're breaking up, bro. You're breaking up.
By yourself, prove yourself. Prove 10 top 5 opponents. Javier. But
you breaking up, bro. You breaking up. I can't hear you. You breaking up.
Being said,
you breaking up. I can't
hear me.
You say what? Like I can you chopping up. You chopping up real bad. You chopping up, bro. Try to come in and come out, man. Try to come in and come out, bro, because I can't hear you. Can y'all hear all fella, or is it just me? Because I know my internet be tripping sometimes, but
with that,
I'm pretty much right here by the router.
say
I'm trying to see. Can y'all hear all Philly y'all in the chat?
last
Let me see.
man
Cause
stand.
I can't hear him. Hold up. Yeah, all Philly shit going in and out. Ronald Haskins say kill it with this over 30 talk. There are not your average 30-year-old fighters. You say kill it with this over 30 talk. These are not your average 30-year-olds. These are athletes with what these cats fight twice a year, and football players play every Sunday and play until they 40s. Yeah, yeah, but I mean boxing is different, bro. Boxing is different. You back, bro?
Yeah, you hear me? I was having some internet difficulties, but
Okay, go ahead. I can hear you now.
I think I ended off. I was saying that Haney's Haney's unproven at this point. He needs that fourth fight to kind of solidify himself and hold his side of the win. So with that being said, I'm not going to Teofimo as the last man standing. Um, to be the answer to that
Mm.
Tank is a great talent. You know, spectacular knockout once again at 130. He hasn't proven himself to me once again at 135. At 130, he hasn't cleaned up that mess down there. He ain't fought, you know what I mean, Miguel Burchell. He ain't fought Jamal Herring. There's a bunch of guys down there at 130 that are you know what I mean, decent opponents, and he ain't knocked them out. So to say that he's the top at 135, to me is a reach. So once again, I'm gonna have to put Teofimo Lopez as the last man standing, just by his overall ability and his resume. Kome, Nakatani, Lomachenko, those are solid opponents at 135, who all are big opponents that have, other than Lomachenko, probably have the ability to move up in weight class because they're pretty big 135 pounders. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say Lomachenko. He has the seasoning. I'm not the Lopez. He has the seasoning um, to deal with these other champions such as Garcia, Haney, and Tank Davis.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate y'all for still sticking in here, man. Um, I want to pull up this article I seen right now on Twitter and on Boxing Scene on the Twitter feed, and we're gonna get up out of here, man. Because I don't know if any other brothers is going on. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna keep cooking. You know what I'm saying? As the week progresses and stuff like that, man. And like I say, we got a lot of good fights coming up. Like I say, with Adrian Broner, we got Caleb Plant, Caleb Truax. I want to get your thoughts on also real quick. How do you feel about Maurice Hooker and Virgil Ortiz in negotiations? How do you think that fight could turn out? A lot of brothers are picking Virgil. But what you think?
Yeah, that's a nice little interstate fight, Texas fight. Another good opponent for I think Virgil Ortiz. Mind you, I say a good opponent for Virgil Ortiz, and it's not a good opponent for Maurice Hooker. I think this will be Maurice Hooker's first fight at 147 officially. So against a top flight prospect, up and coming contender like Virgil Ortiz, I don't think that spells well for Maurice Hooker. Didn't he get who he get stopped by? That was Jose Ramirez.
And they trained by the same guy, Robert Garcia.
Yeah, that doesn't spell well. I believe even Ortiz has more power and more of the ability to deliver that power, more so than Ramirez. Ramirez is more of a flurry type of activity, type of volume puncher. Whereas Ortiz has more of that one punch pop. He has that more of that precision, time, and type of punching. But yeah, I don't think that spells well for Maurice Hooker. To me, this is a great fight for Virgil Ortiz resume. He'll get the victory. I don't know how this is going to shake out, being that he's with Golden Boy DAZN, and Maurice Hooker has recently signed to the PBC. Which network is it going to be on? I would probably favor it probably be on DAZN or whatever. But yeah, this is a good fight nonetheless. Good fight for Texas. Maurice still competitive in there. He still has the reach advantage. He has that boxing ability. But I'm gonna have to definitely lean towards Virgil Ortiz stopping Maurice Hooker in this fight if it happens.
My boy CB Sports say, I got Hooker. Miss Carla, the Queen say, same here, plus Hooker got stopped too. She also says Hooker needs to set up some fights since he just got to 147. Yeah, I mean that would probably be the smart thing, but knowing a dude like Mo don't care about jumping in the smoke, and he showed y'all that with the Jose Ramirez fight. So, like I say, this is a 60-40 fight. I favor Virgil Ortiz, man, but let's not act like Virgil Ortiz is just Terrence Crawford, fucking Earl Spencer, somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? This kid is still unproven, just like Jerron Boots Ennis. I mean, of course, this will be a great step up fight for him, and I think he ups one on Jerron if this fight happens. You know what I'm saying? And if he gets the win over a dude like Maurice Hooker, he definitely jumps the gun with Jerron. I know him and Jerron is kind of fighting for position, to see who's gonna be the king at 147 once the big dogs are no longer around. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, 5-3. Ortiz already has a better resume over Boots Ennis. Let's be real. Let's keep it 100. You know what I mean? You have bodies like Mauricio Herrera. You have bodies like Solomon Bradley, I think. Well, is it Solomon?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Brad Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
He was at one point he was highly ranked in all the sanctioning bodies. You know what I mean? Virgil Ortiz got rid of him quickly. Boots don't got that on his resume. You know what I mean? He definitely has the potential to do that. You know what I mean? Once they get him the fights, but as of right now, Ortiz is his fights. His resume is better, shades ahead.
Nah, for shit show. I listen, brother. I ain't arguing with you on that one. Like I say, he definitely. That's why I say he one up him again. You know what I'm saying? Virgil playing chess, not checkers, and I mean, I like the way they moving Boots right now. They definitely getting him some better fights than what he was fighting, and they got him more active, in which we asked for, and his team delivered with that. So salute to Team Boots and his managers and his pops and everybody, his brothers and everybody that helped them along the way. But he still needs a big fight. But like I say, if he on that PBC side and he doing business with PBC, he'll definitely, I think, get some big fights in 2021. My boy Ronald say, I got Haney being the killer. He's still growing and getting stronger. And once he's add muscles, he's going to clean out the division. Hey, I'm not mad at you, bro. I think, like I say, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking Dev, but I just want to see more from Dev. Dev is still unproven. Tank has not fought a real lightweight. Dev has not fought a real lightweight. But like I say, Javier Fortuna is a real lightweight. Ryan Garcia is a real lightweight. So if these guys can get those fights in 2021, it's a step in the right direction. I love the direction that they're going in with the matchmaking. And if, like I say, if Tank Davis is fighting on pay-per-view, you have to give us names. You have to give us quality fights, or you're not gonna be fighting on pay-per-view in each of your fights. So we're gonna see how this pans out. I want to get to one more topic. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I know people got to get their morning started. I know my brother got to get his morning started. It's probably finna be 9 o'clock in the fifth. You know what I'm saying? But real quick, let me screen share this right quick. I see you wrote something hard and step back. I'm gonna get right to you, bro. But I want to talk about this. Reynoso came out yesterday and said, who don't have Canelo as pound for pound number one are anti-Alvarez. He's accomplished more than Crawford. So yet again, we have dudes like Canelo and Eddie Reynoso being mad, feeling some type of way because Alvarez is not pound for pound in some people's list, or on you know, he's not the king in some people's eyes. And he had this today. He said Saul is accomplishing feats that no one else has had before in boxing. He cemented his career and legacy, said Reynoso. That's why he's the best pound for pound. The politics of anti-Canelo people is the reason why he's not number one on some lists. If anti-Canelo people were to vote with their guts, I would acknowledge it. Reynoso is based with his own fight, of course, but he has a strong, valid argument. And like I said, you can compare Canelo and Crawford. I mean, if you run them parallel side by side with one another, Bud was a three division world champion. Okay, he fought some of the best guys at 135 who was there at the time. He fought who was ever available at the time at 140. He unified the division, became undisputed, something that Canelo is just now doing. Okay. And Canelo still has not cleared up the Jamal Charlo situation. He has not cleared up Demetrius Andrade. He has not cleared up Caleb Plant. He has not cleared up Benavidez, which, by the way, you have his WBC belt in this picture. Let's not forget about that. Okay, this is Benavidez's belt, right? Okay, let's not forget that. Just so we know, okay? You still have not fought Caleb Plant, right? You have not moved up to 175 and fought a Demetrius Bivol or an Arthur Beterbiev. Okay? So, yeah, you have done some amazing things, Canelo. But let's not act like you didn't get caught with them PEDs in your system and you wanted to blame it on the mad cow. And these cows having steroids in their system, and your trainer, Eddie, and his pops, Chepo, own multiple butcher shops in Mexico, in your city, in Guadalajara, okay? Let's not act like that. I have yet to see Terence Crawford never get popped with PEDs. I have not seen Earl Spence get popped with PEDs. Even when dudes was looking at Earl Spence's nipples and they had all this shit to say about another man's nipples, right? They went so far to say that it's the nipples for me. The nipples, right? But when Canelo, Mr. Redhead, gets caught with a little clenbuterol, which is a banned substance on the PED list, right? He gets caught with a little clenbuterol in his system. Oh, you know, Canelo, man, he probably ate some bad meat in Mexico. He probably had a bad steak. It's okay. It's okay, right? But we just supposed to forget about that, right? Then, when you look at the boxing standpoint, it's still so many things Canelo has not given us. Canelo has not cleaned out none of these divisions. Let's be honest. You could arguably say that he's making a stop at probably the easiest top heavy division at 168 because it ain't that many guys to beat. It's only 2 guys that you really have to go through. Caleb Smith was a winnable fight for you. And you gave the dude a month's notice, and he only had 3 weeks to prepare for you, right? It's only 2 guys to beat at 168. Let's just be honest. It's David Benavidez and Caleb Plant, and you're probably not going to fight David Benavidez because he lost his belt on the scales, which is his fault. But you're not going to run that back because you got the belt now. And stylistically, David Benavidez is a nightmare for you. Caleb Plant, that's a 50-50 fight. I think if Caleb Plant fight the right fight, he can beat you. But will you make that fight? Will you fight Benavidez? If Andrade comes up to 168, will you fight him? If Charlo comes up to 168, will you fight him? Will you fight Jaime Munguia? These are all fights that need to be made. You go to 175, will you fight Better Beef? You fought Kovalev. You beat one Russian, beat another one. Will you fight Bivol? Beat another Russian. That's my problem with Canelo. Yes, Canelo does great things and he moves in multiple weight classes and he does, fight some good guys. But are they the greatest guys? Or they're guys where you look back and you say, damn, man, Canelo was pound for pound number 1 when he did that. For me, but when you asking 503, it's not enough for me. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I respect about Terence Crawford, and even though I don't like how Terence Crawford moves sometimes outside the ring, the man was undisputed at 140. He cleaned out the division at 140. You know what I'm saying? It's not his fault that it wasn't enough guys at 140 for him to fight. He still cleaned the division out. Moves up to 147. He's trying to fight the best competition. But like I say, the business of boxing, the politics of boxing is fucked up. Now, if he beats Earl Spence, if he beats Sean Porter, if he beats Thurman, Garcia, that's pound for pound king shit to me. For me, that's king shit. That validates you to be number 1 pound for pound. If you can take down the head honcho or you can take down all these other former champions and clean out the division, something that Canelo has not done. You know what I'm saying? So I think if Eddie Reynoso and his team want to fix these anti-Canelo people, like how he says in this article, the anti-Canelo people, right? This is it right here. Anti-Canelo people, right? If you want to fix the anti-Canelo people to make them pro-Canelo, how about you fight Jamal Charlo, Eddie? How about you fight Demetrius Andrade? How about you fight Benavidez? Or fight Benavidez and Caleb Plant. And if you really want to hold your nuts on the anti-Canelo people, how about you fight Bivol? No. Fight Better Beef. Fight him. Let's really see how good you is. You know what I'm saying? What's your thoughts, Fella? How do you feel about what's Eddie Reynoso and his team had to say about this. As you can see, he says they accomplished more than Crawford. And he has something to say about people who don't have his fighter, Canelo Alvarez, aka the redhead cheetah, pound for pound #1. What's your thoughts, my brother?
I'm not mad at it. They're supposed to ride for their team, and that's what they're doing. That's what Eddie Reynoso is doing. And he has a valid argument. Yes, Canelo hasn't fought some of the opponents that we want him to fight, especially as of late. But he does have a resume that exceeds Terrence Crawford, even though he hasn't been undisputed in any of the divisions that he's held the championship. His resume thus far still exceeds what Terrence Crawford does. The amount of great fighters that Canelo's been able to beat. What is he? 50, 53, 1 loss and 2 draws. The 1 loss only coming to another great Hall of Fame, one of the greatest fighters of our time, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. So it definitely is arguable. They have a valid point when they say Canelo has should be the pound for pound king over Terrence Bud Crawford. You know what I mean? And looking at what Terrence Bud Crawford, all his main claim to fame is being the 140 undisputed king in an era at 140 that, let's be real, was kind of weak. Was kind of weak. But Canelo's problem is that stink that lingers around him from when he popped dirty for clenbuterol years ago. Canelo still has that stink around him from the fact that he initially had a beef with the WBC, and it seemed like it was around the time when the WBC rolled out their clean boxing program. Doesn't look right. The optics don't look good. You know what I mean? Put an asterisk on Canelo. You know what I mean? It don't look right when now you have the WBC readjusting their rules to allow for a certain amount of clenbuterol in a fighter system, and now you buddies with the WBC. It looks like collusion is going on. It don't look right when the WBC is supposed to be mandating and ordering a fight with Jamal Charlo, who was at the time the interim WBC middleweight champ, to fight Canelo, who was the WBC middleweight champ, but instead they give him a franchise to protect and avoid the whole situation altogether. It just doesn't look right.
Hold on. Now, remember why the franchise belt was created. Remember this, right?
Mm-hmm.
This fight with Jamal Charlo and Canelo was mandated by the WBC, and he was the mandatory for Canelo Alvarez at 160. So maybe they put in a word that they didn't want that fight, and Canelo was going to vacate the belt. So instead of him vacating the belt twice, right? Because remember, he vacated the belt when they mandated him versus Triple G. You remember that, right?
I remember that. Like I said, it seemed right around the time WBC was rolling out the clean boxing program. But
exactly. Go ahead, though.
I mean, there's so much stink around Canelo from those times, you know what I mean? And like you said perfectly, to clean up and to get rid of all this anti-Canelo, this Canelo criticism, and not give him his flowers and whatnot, then he needs to fight the fighters that we want to see him fight. He needs to stop kind of taking the low hanging fruit and taking the fights that are a little bit further reaching. Take that Benavides, take that Khalid Plant fight instead of taking the Billy Joe Saunders fight. We don't really want to see that. Let Billy Joe fight Caleb Smith or something like that. That's a good domestic fight. You know what I mean? Um, Deal with Caleb Plant or Benavides over here. Deal with Dmitry Bivol or Artur Beterbiev. I prefer Bivol over Beterbiev because that nigga seemed like he getting old and keep on rescheduling his fights every, you know what I mean, every other month and shit. You know what I mean? So I'd rather see Biv. I think Bivol is a more of a stronger challenge against Canelo myself. You know what I mean? Take on those challenges. And don't forget, the guys at 160 who all have the potential to move up to 168 and Jamal Charlo and Boo Boo Andre. So those are the fights that we want to see. If Eddie Reynoso wants to stop this Canelo criticism talk, go and do that. Go and do that, and the stink will start freshening up, and we won't smell that shit. We won't see that shit no more. You know what I mean? But for right now, that's still fresh on the mind. That's still fresh on the mind of the hardcore boxing fan in the dig. And that's one reason why I can't put him as a king pound for pound on my list. He's on the list, mind you. He's on the list, but he definitely ain't on the top just because of those not even allegations. Those are facts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, DB. I see you in the building. And yeah, Jay, they definitely adjust the rules for Canelo, man. For me, for 503, I just want to see Canelo fight the best elite guys at his weight class, whichever weight class he's campaigning at. If you're going to fight at 168, beat the main guys at 168. Beat Benavides. Beat Caleb Plant. Not Caleb Smith. Okay? Caleb Smith was a great fighter. He was a good fighter. But he was a UK good fighter. He wasn't the best fighter at 168. Okay? Yeah, 175, you beat Kovalev. Yeah, you did. But let's not act like Kovalev was just in a life or death situation with Anthony Yard, a UK domestic kid who's never fought on that level. He went to his backyard in Russia and he fought life and death with Anthony Yard. Okay? If you're going to fight at 175, fight Bivol. Fight Beterbiev. Fight a real killer. If you're going to come back down to 160, fight Charlo. Fight the guy that you made the champion because you wanted to be the franchise champion and you wanted to get out your mandatory, Canelo. If you want to be the man at 160, fight Demetrius Andrade. Okay? Fight Demetrius Andrade, a slick boxer who can hit and not get hit. Fight him. Fight Jaime Munguia, a young up-and-coming Mexican fighter who's looking to be the king, like Benavides at 168. Fight them guys. That's all I'm saying. And maybe this anti-Canelo people that Eddie Reynoso is talking about, maybe those guys will jump off of the anti-Canelo team and maybe they might be pro-Canelo after that. Maybe they might give Canelo his props and never pop dirty again. But we won't know if Canelo is still dirty because the WBC adjusted the rules for the clenbuterol levels in your system. Just saying, man. But we see the narrative that's being pushed out there. Just how like they say that Teofimo and Ryan are the best and brightest young fighters in the game. And they're willing to take on anybody. What about Tank Davis? What about Devin Haney? What about Earl Spence, Terence Crawford? What about those guys? They don't want to fight everybody? What about Sean Porter? He didn't fight everybody? I'm just saying. Man. Y'all, we only here to point out the facts though, man. Let me finish reading this chat, man. It's 8 o'clock, man. We finna get up out of here, man. The sun is out. We finna get our day started, man. Stewart say Canelo ain't pound for pound never fight his peers. He fight old champion at a disadvantage. Yep. Canelo getting away with shit that Earl or Jamel can't imagine if they piss hot and ducked all the smoke. Exactly, DB. Me and you thinking alike, my boy. Great minds think alike. Tay Brown, good morning to you, Queen. Salute. Y'all be sure to tune into the liquor spot. You know what I'm saying? With the Queens, Miss Boxing, Ashley's Corner, Tay Brown, Quee. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. The Canelo test with Vada, that's a good question. And Still TV, I have no idea. I don't even think I don't know. I don't even think they said anything about no drug test for this fight. Ronald Haskins say Porter only wanted to fight everybody once. He didn't have a belt. Ronald Haskins crazy. But like I say, man, I can't take nothing away from Sean, man. Sean got one of the best resumes, and he did fight all of the best available guys in his weight class. And got nothing bad to say about Sean Porter, man. But we will be back tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And I might go live later on tonight, man, depending on if some more news break or we get some more hot boxing topics, man. But I'm going to hold off on that, man. I'm going to let the other brothers and sisters get on here, man. It's the weekend. So it's, free for all, man. I know KQKC got a live stream coming up. I don't know if Fanon is going live today. Like I say, man, tune in tomorrow, man. All Fella the War Report. Subscribe to his channel. The link to his channel is down below in the description box. Cadillac Red versus King Killer Furious will be going down tomorrow. And I might do something tonight. I don't know. I gotta holler at Cadillac and see if he want to do like a pre battle party or something. You know what I'm saying? Because we gonna celebrate smoking this nigga, man. We smoking the nigga tomorrow. You know what I'm talking about? We smoking this Canadian boy tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tune in, man. Y'all support the homie Cadillac Red on All Fella channel. He going up against King Killer Furious. LDBC rap battle, man. We doing big things over here. You know what I'm saying? I see you in the building, Trick Noise. Yeah, you late, brother, but you still great, man. I appreciate you for coming through, man. Good morning to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you got any last words, All Fella, go on, let the people know what you got going, man, and go on, take us home, bro.
Indeed. Yeah, salute Trick Nolte. I see you. You know what I mean? Make sure you join us tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central. Chamber of Truth. It will be going down. LDBC's own Cadillac Red, a Supreme Beast boxing talk. You know what I mean? He'll be battling my guy, you know what I mean, from the 5th, Killer King Furious, you know what I mean, in a 3-round battle, you know what I mean, on my platform. So y'all see the link in the description. Make sure y'all subscribe, and show up tomorrow night, 7 p.m. It's going down. Yeah, salute everybody. The mixtape is being worked on. We still accepting musical submissions, so send those on in to stayreadyboxingtv@gmail.com or live and direct countdown@gmail.com. Yeah, this mixtape, this part 2 is looking pretty. It's looking pretty nice. I think it's going to be better than the first one. So I'm truly anticipating the release of this one, which will be exclusively released on the Junior the Truth mobile app. So make sure you download the Junior the Truth mobile app. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. With that being said, salute to the chat. Salute to the host with the most 503 line. It's your favorite, get your most hater, R fella. Salute to the whole LDBC. And I'm Gizon.
Already. And it's just like that, man. Tomorrow, pull up to the War Report. You know what I'm saying? We're going to definitely keep doing our things, K-Blade. Y'all just keep tuning in and supporting. I appreciate everybody for coming supporting the channel, man. But if you really want to help me out, man, please subscribe to my brother Oddfella, man. The War Report, man. The link to his channel is in the description box. And support the channel. Support his channel, man, and keep supporting us, man. Supporting all of the brothers. We bringing y'all dope boxing content, live streams, rap battles for free, motherfucking me LDBC mixtapes for free. You know what I'm saying? So tap into what we doing, man. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all, man. And it's the early morning hunt for me. You understand me? It's the hunt that keep the lion looking like this. It's the hunt. Remember that, man. You know what I'm saying? Much love to the LDBC. Houston Hard Hitter TV, man. H-Time for real. 135 cracking, man. 2021 will be a great year, man. But it can only be one man standing. Who would that one man standing be? King T.O., Ryan, Black Jesus, or that Big 8 out of B-More? We don't know, man. Stay tuned in, man. And it's just like that, man. H-Time for real. And we gone, man. Peace.
Why the giraffe don't look like the lion? They don't hunt. It ain't got nothing to do with what you eat. You think the lion look the way it eat because of what it eat? You think the physique is what, like watch the lion. You think that physique is that because of what it eat? It's not. It's the hunt that make it look like that. It's the hunt. Because every time it get up and it go out, it's got to run. Every time it go out, it's got to jump on my man and boom, bring my man to the ground. And I don't know if you watched it or not, but I promise you, whatever they catch, it ain't just letting them eat it. It's a fight going on. And every time it fight, it gets stronger. Every time it fight, it get more ferocious.